All right, guys, we've got something to react to here in mid-July. College football rankings. Phil Steele reveals his preseason top 40, and I'll give a quick little take on every one of these teams looking at his rankings just for fun. Guys, I'm bored. I don't know. It's just a fun little video to do. So, Fresno State at 40. Fresno State always seems to be very competitive in the Mountain West. You know, Appalachian State, we've seen them be ranked recently. Kansas, you know, there's been a lot of hype surrounding Kansas State. They got Adrian Martinez now, the Nebraska transfer. We'll see how they do in the Big 12. Minnesota coming in at 37. Is Tanner Morgan returning for his 16th season? I guess he is, apparently. People were telling me in the comments, I was talking about Minnesota football. People were telling me that Tanner Morgan is returning. Congratulations. They, of course, get that running back, Ibrahim. If you guys don't remember, that kid had like 30 carries in that Thursday night Week 1 game against Ohio State. He had 30 carries in the third quarter. And then he had a torn ACL. He was out the full year. He's back. Good for Minnesota. That's a great running back. We will see how they do in the West. Dark Horse Heisman. I'm kidding, but Arkansas at 36. KJ Jefferson is back. We'll see with them. Kentucky. A lot of hype surrounding Kentucky with the, future NFL quarterback Will Levis. Josh Allen like. Houston at 34. Always a solid team. Louisville and Malik Cunningham. That's a little surprised Louisville is ahead of Arkansas, but I'm not going to hate on it. Florida at 32. I would personally put Florida inside of my top 25, but again, this is a total crapshoot with Florida. Nobody knows what Anthony Richardson is going to be, so you're just guessing. I might put them at like 23 or something, but 32 is fine. Boise State, they're always solid. You got to respect them. Ole Miss, with all of those transfers, Lane Kiffin gets Jackson Dart, who was like a 5-star transfer from USC. Also, Zach Evans, the running back, coming over from TCU. We'll see about them. Air Force. Is Air Force supposed to be good? That's great news for them. UCLA, quietly, guys. UCLA is a top 20 team for me. Zach Charbonnet. Google him, folks. Google him. Dorian Thompson-Robinson is back for a 5th season. Chip Kelly, underrated now. I think people think Chip Kelly's this horrible coach. He might be underrated at the college game at this point. You've got Tennessee, the hype with Hayden Hooker. They finally have a good, prolific quarterback. A little bit too high for me, but I'm not going to hate on him at 27. BYU at 26. Who knows? Cincinnati at 25. Cincinnati loses everything. They lose everything. So we'll see if they're able. It'll be interesting how Luke Fickell is able to try and reload. I think it'll be more of a rebuild. I see them losing 5 games in the American. And then we've got the top 24. Wake Forest at 24. I am not high on them, but they do have a good quarterback, Sam Hartman. A.T. Perry, the superstar receiver. Michigan State, a little bit low for Michigan State. I would have them at like 16 or 17. Penn State, that's a little disrespectful. I mean, it's tough. They've struggled the last 2 years, but to me, Penn State is a preseason top 15 team. Veteran leadership, Sean Clifford, a lot of experience, a lot of talent, especially on the offensive side of the ball for Penn State, but I understand why they're 22. UAB? Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Iowa at 20, no chance. Iowa's going to lose 6 games this year. Iowa faces both Michigan and Ohio State. I don't know what the third team from the East they face, but they're going to lose 6 games. Wisconsin at 19, that's probably right. Texas at 18, it's a speculation. You've got Ewers, you've got Worthy, you've got Bijan Robinson. Though that's a 3-headed monster, amazing talent. We'll see if they can put it together. UCF at 17. Who is UCF's quarterback? They lost Dylan Gabriel to Oklahoma. I'm kind of surprised they're at 17. And then we've got the 16 team, USC. I would have USC a little bit higher, but you got to make them earn it. You know, the USC is a completely different football program. We've never seen something like this before. We've got the transfer portal now, so it's basically a completely new team. Lincoln Riley, Caleb Williams, Jordan Addison, Travis Dye, the running back from Oregon. Complete new team. And you can take a look at 247 Sports, had them ranked 18th. I would have them, honestly, at like a top 5 team. But the reason is because I'm aggressive with my rankings. I understand ranking them this low, but I would still have them a little bit higher based on talent. Oklahoma State at 15, I'm not buying it. I would not have them inside my top 25. 247 Sports has them at 25. That makes a little bit more sense. They lose Jim Knowles. They had a fluke year last year. They're going to be 6-6 this year, in my opinion. Baylor at 14, very solid program. You have to respect them. They don't have the elite talent, but they've put together back-to-back really good years, I feel like. So 11 is a little bit too high. 11's too high. NC State. NC State is this year's Iowa State, I feel. You guys remember when Iowa State was ranked like 7 in the preseason poll? Maybe it was the FPI last year, but I had said Iowa State is one of the most overrated teams, and I was right. And 247 Sports has them at number... Come on, guys. Guys, it's not good. It's not good. Miami, I'm really high on Miami. I had Miami at number 9. You don't even have them inside your top 25? With Tyler Van Dyke? That's disrespectful. What about James Williams, the superstar 5-star safety, Leonard Taylor? This team's talented. They're a top 25 team at least. Pittsburgh, I wouldn't even have them inside my top 25. Pittsburgh at 11? I guess they get Slovis, the USC quarterback transfer, but you lose Jordan Addison. It's so tough. And you play at Heinz Field. Well, actually, they renamed Heinz Field. I can't even call it that anymore. Oregon at 10, with Bo Nix, that's a little bit high for me. I would put them at maybe 16 or 17. 10 is a little aggressive. And again, oh, no. This is setting up for Georgia to beat Oregon week 1, and then everyone's going to act like it's a big win for Georgia. Watch. Because of the SEC, ooh, it's going to be a big win. It's not a big win. Oregon's not... Actually, I will say this. Look up Oregon's schedule. It's insanely easy. Like, crazy easy. I remember when I did my way too early preseason 2022 rankings, like in January. I looked up their schedule and I was like, what? It's crazy. Look it up. I don't know. They might like dodge both Utah, or they face Utah at home and they don't face USC or something like that. Texas A&M, I mean, they have the talent, but they're way too young. They're not 4. How are you going to rank them number 4 in the country with no quarterback? Oh, Oklahoma at 8. Yeah, we can respect them. We'll have to see with Brett Venables. Oklahoma's going through a complete culture shift. It was all offense and no defense. Now it's all defense. Not a lot of offense, but they did get Dylan Gabriel. I like him as a transfer quarterback. We'll see with Oklahoma. Notre Dame at number 7. Pretty standard ranking for them. No arguments. Utah at number 6. You have to respect it. Utah returns a lot. Cam Rising, the running back Thomas, who had 21 touchdowns last year. That's a good ranking. Michigan at 5. Yeah, Phil Steele has always had this weird boner for Michigan. I would put them at like 8 or 9. With Michigan, I think Phil Steele is hedging. Michigan has an insanely easy non-conference schedule, so they're going to win like multiple games early in the season just because they face nobody. But I don't know. Michigan, there's 0% chance they beat Ohio State. They might lose to either Penn State or Michigan State, but I do think Michigan beats Michigan State this year at home. I think this is the year they beat Michigan State after losing to Mel Tucker last year. Clemson at 4. We'll see, right, with the quarterback situation. I mean, the reason Clemson's going to be ranked this high, the elite recruiting on the defensive side of the ball. They've got several superstar pass rushers, and they still are really talented. They've got good offensive skill players, but the quarterback is the main issue. We will see if DJ Uiagalelei can prove himself as an actual legit option. Georgia at number 3, I completely agree. But guys, I've said before with Georgia, my bold prediction, and I'm ready to bet any Georgia fan right now, Georgia is not making the playoff in 2022. I'll bet any Georgia fan they're not making it. That's my bold prediction. It's not going to happen. They will lose in conference one time, maybe to Florida. and then they're going to lose to Alabama in the SEC Championship, giving them 2 losses and knocking them out. And then at number 2, Ohio State. Can't argue it. This is how the AP rankings are going to go. The AP preseason poll, very likely going to have Alabama 1, Ohio State 2, Georgia 3. And then after that, most people are expecting Clemson at number 4, but it gets a little murky. We'll have to see what the AP does. But these are just the top 40 I wanted to discuss, wanted to talk about it, have some fun with the overall rankings. The most overrated team in here, I would say, with Phil Steele, I would say A&M at no, A&M's not that overrated. I think Oregon at 10 is really aggressive. A top 10 team preseason, Bo Nix is not that good. Bo Nix is, but they do have a really easy, he might be hedging that they have a really easy schedule because people look back on these lists and they're like, how accurate was his preseason list? He might have them at number 10 mainly due to their schedule, similar to Michigan being ranked 5th. Pittsburgh at number 11 is ridiculous. Pittsburgh will lose 4 or 5 games without Jordan Addison, in my opinion. We'll see. I have nothing against Pittsburgh. I loved that Pittsburgh made a New Year's Six game. And then, of course, Kenny Pickett doesn't play, which is a joke, but I still liked that they made it. Miami at 12, that's fair. NC State, I mean, 13-8 is an aggressive ranking. 8 is too high. Baylor, I respect that. Oklahoma State, I don't think they're going to be ranked in the final poll at the end of the season. USC, they're going to be higher. UCF, I think, is going to be lower. Texas will finish higher. Wisconsin will finish higher. Iowa will finish lower. UAB, I'm not familiar. I don't know if they just return a bunch of seniors or what, because I don't remember them being amazingly good last year. Penn State will finish higher. Michigan State will probably finish somewhere at around 23. Wake Forest, I don't think will be ranked. And then these other teams, you know, who knows? We'll have to see what happens with Tennessee. But guys, just a fun video. But that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I am, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.